this is Dr. Lucille. And again tonight, we're going to be talking about money. And who is sitting next to me tonight? You always hear her voice, right? This is our money coach.
Hello everyone. It is great to be here live and in living color.
Guys, no, this is what she said. Live and in living color. You know, the color green is what she talks about.
Yes.
Right? So, Annisa, it is awesome to have you here with us tonight.
It is awesome to be here. Awesome to be here.
And it's good having you. Well, those of you who have been hearing us for the past 2 weeks, we know that we're talking about how to money now.
How to money now.
How to money now.
Teach your kids how to money now.
That is one of her books that she has, which is very, very important. And I'm asking you guys, please get a copy of that book because it is life-changing, not just for you, but for your children. Because
Definitely.
she's been talking a couple of weeks ago about how to make your children financially savvy.
Yes, we have to make our kids financial literate. It is so, to me, it's devastating that only 5 states, have this as a mandatory high school requirement. We have to do better. And since our schools are not doing it, it's our responsibility as parents to do it.
Yes,
And so,
yes.
Like I said, when I started teaching this to my kids, I just knew that God would not be pleased with me if I only taught it to my 3 and no more.
That is true. That is true. When God has given you a gift, you have your hands open.
You have to share it. You have
and
to share it.
God cannot bless closed hands.
You cannot.
What she's doing is she's opening her hands to everyone that would like to know, how do I create financially savvy kids? Tonight, however, we're moving it up a notch. We're going to be talking about 2 things. We're going to be talking about parents, how are you doing financially, and what aspects of your financial life needs sort of rising a little, need putting up a little. What aspects of your financial life that could be improved? We're going to be talking about that tonight.
Yes, we are.
And then we're going to be talking, I want you guys to hear this. One writer said this, and it's really awesome. He said, old money, new money plus old money equals a new you. Old money plus new money equals a new you. And this is really very important.
It is.
Because when you understand old money, that's the money that you have,
Yes.
that you invest wisely,
Right.
creates new money,
Yes.
and the new money automatically creates a new you.
Yes, it does. It does. And, we want to teach our kids the power of the rule of 72, which is how, money is multiplied. And so
That's good.
When it's invested. But the thing about that rule is that it can be used for and against you.
That's
we
right.
only want it to be used for us and not against us.
So, I have a couple of questions I'm going to ask you tonight.
Yes, sure.
So I hope you're ready for them.
I am.
And I want to ask, and guys, as we're talking, put on your thinking caps. And if anything applies to you, just write it down. Say this applies, this applies, and this applies. And how could I improve it? And so one of the questions, and guys, if I put my head down, I love to read my questions to make sure I give it to you perfectly. So Annisa, the first question I have for you is, what is your money belief?
So, my money belief is to save and invest. And that has been my money belief, since I was 10 years old. I told the story of how when I was 10 years old, my mom, decided to start sending me my allowance and lunch money for the month. And how, my grandmother was very upset, because she thought that at 10 years old, I was not able to manage money properly. So, with that being said, I had to prove her wrong, and I had to know that I had to be great at it. And so that's how I started saving and investing. But the thing about my money belief is that I truly believe that my money belief came from my mom. Because my mom, my mom's money belief is to save and invest. And, she's been doing that all her life. And I think, that I adopted that from her. And because she also entrusted me, at an early age to know that, this is important and you need to learn it. I adopted her money beliefs. And so it is important that we teach our kids. And even if we don't think we're teaching our kids, we are teaching them. The things that we do, we're teaching them with the things that we do. So, we can't just tell them to do something.
We have to show.
We teach them with our actions. And so if we tell them and what we're doing, is not lining up, meaning our actions are not lining up or financial life is not lining up, then basically your video and your audio are saying 2 different things.
Yes.
And so you need your video and your audio to line up.
The same thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what you're showing has to line up with what you're saying. Yes.
And I'm gonna say something that I think is very important. You spoke about your mom, and for the past 2 weeks we've been talking about how to make your children financially savvy.
Yes.
And what your mom did in the way that she started, and I'm sure nobody told your mom, hey, you know what, you're making your daughter financially savvy.
She didn't know what she was doing, but she
Right.
knew that. And I think it started, for my mom, it started where, my grandfather was a very skilled, contractor, but he was a poor steward of his finances. And so my mom didn't want that.
To be her legacy.
Yes. And so, that was her reason for teaching me. She didn't know, that it was gonna, blossom into, where at a very early age, I really knew how to handle money. And so I could, make wise investments. And even to this day, if my mom, sees a great investment, she's calling me, hey, do you think, we should look at this? And so, definitely, even now, she's still teaching me. And so you want to have that money relationship with your kids.
That legacy.
Start the relationship
Yes.
and leave that legacy with them.
And I think that your mom should be commended, because your mom's money belief became your money
Yes,
belief.
it did.
And those Christians are listening to me all the time. We hear about generational curses. But let me explain something to you. We think of generational curses only biblically, in biblical terms. But a generational curse could be your grandfather had a phenomenal business, but a terrible steward. You have a wonderful business, terrible steward. You teach it to your grandkids, terrible steward.
Yes.
That could be a sign of a generational curse. And I think what your mom decided was, hey, you know what? My dad made a lot of money, but he was not a good steward. She decided, I'm not taking that into my legacy.
Right.
You understand?
She did.
So she broke that generational curse
Yes.
of making a lot of money, but not saving any.
Right.
And for those of you listening tonight, I'm Dr. Lucille, and with me is Annisa Morgan, and she is the author of
Teach Me How to Money Now. So we want to make sure that we're teaching our kids now. And I strongly believe, start with them, really small. My mom started with me when I was 10 years old.
Yes,
and
yes.
that is why I created the company called Dollars at 10, which will teach your kids from the age of 10, younger, but from the age of, at least by the age of 10, to start handling their finances.
Yes. And one of the things that you said that was so very important is that there are only 5 schools
There's only
in the
5
country.
states. Five states, yes.
In the country. And guys, I want to say something. It is not by chance that financial issues are not taught at school. Because if the masses could be kept financially illiterate,
Yes.
then that 1 or 2%
Right. They'll
can
always
control
stay,
all the
empowered.
finances.
They will.
Do you understand?
Yes.
And so I said just now, old money plus new money equals a new you.
It does.
So when you have your money and you understand how to invest, so you have old money, you invest it, that gives you new money, and all of a sudden you're changed.
Yes.
You know,
are.
the way maybe the place you can send your kids to school.
Yes. The opportunities that your
Yes.
kids will have.
Yes.
It opens up such a wide door, for your children. And I can even see it manifesting in my own life.
Yes. Yes.
The school that my oldest son goes to, through this school, he was able to be called for Morehouse's STEM program. If he went to his regular high school, he
Yes.
would not be able to
Have
be
that
a part of,
opportunity.
to have that opportunity to be a part of that program.
Yes,
And
yes,
so it
yes.
affords your kids, great opportunities. And so that is what I really want to stress to the parents,
Yes.
is the opportunities that you have to leave to your children, to open the doors
Yes,
for
yes.
your children.
That is
And to
awesome.
open the doors for yourself as well.
Because when you're teaching your kids financial literacy, and if you do not know, once you start studying
Right, you'll
financial
learn.
literacy, right, you would learn.
Yes.
And as you learn, you teach them.
And the thing I'm really encouraging parents to do is to learn with their kids.
Yes, yes.
Some parents will say, I don't know what to do. Learn with them.
Yes,
It's okay.
very important, very important.
And that's why I'm stressing the point of starting very, very simple.
There's in some cultures, by the age of 10, the children understand money.
Yes.
And our assignment, and this is assignment, is to take that out of just one group and have the masses
And
understand.
bring it into our group.
Bring it into, yes. You understand?
Bring it into our group.
Instead of having your kids, and I said it all the time, buying a pair of sneakers for $299, how about you take that $299 and buy some bonds and invest that money?
Oh yes, I am very big on that.
On bonds.
You know, investing.
Right. Yes.
You know, and you can definitely start out with bonds, but you can open up an account for an investment account for your children. Yes. You can, and you know, even with $50. So if they got $50 for their birthday, and you start at age 10,
yes,
and you start investing that $50 for a birthday and Christmas, that's $100 a year. You know, by the time they get to 50 years old, that will be a lot of money.
That's the truth.
Because we will have compound interest working for us. That rule of 72 that I mentioned before will be working for us and not against us.
Not against us.
Yes.
And that's very important.
It's powerful.
And when you understand your finances, there's some people that say, stand in your greatness, not your circumstances. And guys, if you do not invest, if you do not make wise financial decisions, we will always be standing in our circumstances. We will always be saying, well, I can't afford to send my kids to summer camp. I can't afford to do this. I can't afford to do that. Why? Because we keep ourselves in our circumstances because we do not make good financial decisions. So my offer tonight is my wish tonight, my desire tonight, is that you call a couple of friends, text them, share this and tell them, guess what? The money coach is on the line. She's here live in living color.
The color green.
Yes, that's her favorite color. But just for the record, guys, her favorite color is green. And she's been on for the past 2 weeks. You've been hearing her voice. Hey, I know that voice. Now you've seen the face.
Yes.
A face goes with the voice. Another question I want to ask is, and parents, we're asking this question to you because we were trying to focus on the parents tonight.
Yes, we are.
Because financially savvy parents create financially savvy children.
Yes.
So even though the book is talking about, one of her books is talking about, dollars at 10 or 10.
It's the company. My company is called Dollars at 10.
Dollars
so
at 10.
So that is where I'm teaching kids from the age of 10. To start, to
investing and studying.
And being financially literate.
Yeah. And this is really important so that the questions we're asking tonight are questions for, as they make you think, guess what? Each one, teach one. A couple of weeks ago, you said something that was very, very important. You said, we teach our kids manners.
We do.
We teach our kids, you say, yes, sir. We said, no, ma'am. You teach them table manners, what is the right fork? What is the right knife to use? We teach them all these things. And we talk about what they taught in school. They taught French. I remember in Trinidad, we were taught French. We were taught Latin. We were taught all these things. Yes. And think about it, guys. You're taught all these things. And when you leave high school, do you remember those things? College, do you remember those things? However, if we were given money strategies, just as they taught us French, just as we were taught Latin, just as we were taught mathematics, algebra, geometry, just as we were taught all those subjects, how would it have been if we were taught how to be financially literate? How would it have been if we had talked about compound interest?
Yeah.
And I want to say this on a small scale because some of you are saying, well, Dr. Lucille, I don't have $100,000 to invest.
And you don't have to. You don't have to have $100,000 to invest. Start with $50.
That's right.
Start with $50 and that's it. And before you know it, you'll let compound interest work for you.
Yes, not against you.
Not against you.
Yes.
And when I say work against you, I mean in credit card interest because that's how compound interest works against you. In student loans, that's how it works against you. You want it to work for you in the interest you're earning on the money that you invested.
Amen.
And that's what I really want our parents to get. The thing is that you can start with just start with their birthday money.
Mm-hmm.
You can start with their birthday money, their Christmas money.
Yes.
And like Dr. Scott said earlier, instead of buying them that $200 pair of sneakers, buy them a $50 pair of sneakers and invest the $150.
That's right. And one of the things that parents you have to understand, do not allow peer pressure to determine the life of your children.
Oh my God, that is so vital.
And you know what? Because if we taught our children to be financially savvy or to be money savvy, then there would be no pressure for them to buy $300 pair of sneakers, because they would understand that that $300 pair of sneakers, within 6 months, it's too small. Compared to if you're taking that $300 and invest it.
All right. It's not something that it's not something that will bring them a return.
That's right. It depreciates.
It's going to depreciate, and then you're going to have to throw it away. So why not invest in their future? Why not teach them? I said before, I have a 2-year-old. I would not send my 2-year-old outside in 30-degree weather without the proper clothing.
That's right.
Without putting on his jacket and making sure he was warm.
Yes,
so why do we want to send our children out there into the world when they become young adults without being properly equipped with the right money beliefs, with the right money attitudes? Why do we want to send our kids out there ill-equipped?
Yes.
We want to make sure that we make sure that their education, as far as what they do in high school is, we make sure that we want them to go to the best colleges, but we also need to make sure that they are equipped to, when they get to colleges, that they're not burdened with student loans.
That's
we
right.
We want to make sure
That's right.
that, as parents, we're searching for the scholarships that are out there, for the opportunities that I spoke about.
Yes.
That are out there,
That's
that,
the truth.
they could have dual enrollment. And
Yes.
what dual enrollment is that, and I'm not sure how it works, in New Jersey or New York, but I know in Georgia, how it works is that you can have your student in high school, and if they're doing very well, they can be doing college courses while they're in high school.
Yes.
And guess what? You don't have to pay for those courses when they take them in high school. So once they get to college, it will reduce that tuition that you would have to pay.
Yes.
So, it's a great thing to look at. And so those are the things. We want to arm ourselves with the knowledge that will make our kids great, that will make our families better, that will leave our families a great legacy.
Yes.
A pair of sneakers is not going to leave your kid a great legacy. I'm sorry. I know they're cute and they want them, but, you as parents, we have to learn to say no. Simple. Plain and simple.
Yes. Now, the first question I asked you was, and guys, as I said before, I hate to miss my questions. I have all these questions to ask her. The first was, what is your money belief? Now we're going to your parents. What are your parents' money belief? And as Annisa was just saying, she answered some of that.
Yes, I did.
What are your parents? You asking them, what are your parents' money belief?
Right.
Yeah.
Because, and why I want to ask that question is because, like I said, even if you don't think that you're teaching your child, you are teaching their child. Whatever money behaviors you have, they are going to adopt them.
Yes.
And so you want to make sure that as their parent, you're portraying the right money behaviors.
Yes.
And so that is why it is important, and why I want us to start thinking about what belief about money am I projecting onto my child or my children.
Yes.
And so, like I said, my mom's was, saving and investing, and that is what I learned at a very early age. And so, tonight I really want you to think about that. Think about, what am I teaching my kids with my money belief?
Yes.
Because believe it or not, whether you think you're teaching them or not, you are teaching them.
And okay, one of the things, because I know I have had a lot of conversations with you, and one of the things that Annisa says all the time is, when I'm saying, what are your parents' money belief? I had to ask her that question because you said a couple of things about 2 weeks ago, and you said money is a dirty secret in the house.
In a lot of houses, because the parents don't know how to handle their finances properly.
Yes.
They prefer not to talk about it. So no one talks about it. They don't have discussions. They don't have a budget where they involve their children. And, some parents may not feel comfortable telling their children how much money they make, but make it age appropriate and involve them in budgeting and what that looks like.
Yes.
And I'll give you an example. My 14-year-old, we went to the store the other day, and he was looking at, 2 different juices, and he wanted to figure out, which one would be the best value for my money. And so he pulled out his calculator and started calculating the unit price. And so, guess what? Where did he learn that?
Yes, this is true. It is so true.
Where did he learn that?
It is very true.
And so,
it is very true.
And I was impressed because I was really impressed because, it's something that I would have done, but I didn't know that I honestly, even though I teach this, I was like, it was really something playing back to me, like he was really watching
what you're doing. Yes,
what I did.
Yes. And that I think is very important.
It is very, very important.
Very important. Very, very important. I have a visitor. And guys, if you see me get up, it's because that mosquito or whatever it is wasn't welcome here, and he's gonna have to go. So if you guys see me start swatting all over the place, it's because he's an unwelcome visitor. Okay? Just for the record, guys, if Dr. Lucille goes a little crazy, it is because some little critter has come across her path.
He wants to hear about money lessons too.
Guys, imagine that. Imagine a little moth has decided he wants to hear about money things too. Yes, it's a good conversation. It's an awesome conversation. And I like when I ask her that question, guys, because I know many parents, you can relate to this. When was the last time you sat down with your children and had a budget? When was the last time your children saw you saying, hey, you know what? There's $100 for groceries, and you stick with that. You don't just walk into the grocery store. Oh my God, look, some popsicles over here. Look, some cookies over here. Is that part of your budget?
Right.
And
know what's in your budget. And everyone should know what's in the budget. And even, no matter how young your kids are, they should know that there's a budget because, there's certain things that we have. Money is limited. And I'm not saying, limited in terms of, we have an abundance of it. Yes. But in terms of your budget, sticking with your budget.
Yes.
And staying within the means
of
your
important,
budget.
Very important. And why I say it's very important, guys, is because if we don't understand how to value money, if we do not understand how to teach our children how to value money, I'm going back to when you go into the grocery store.
Yeah.
And guys, it may seem simple, but if you go into the grocery store and you're checking out, there's a candy. They put all the candies on this side and that side. And then they have the lines along. It's one aisle going out for the lines. Think carefully what is done. It's very strategic. You have a long line before you get to the cash register. But all on the long side of you. Candies for $1, $1.25, $1.25.
Yeah.
Think of how many $1.25 you mess up right there. Oh my God, I think I wanted some of this chocolate. You didn't want the chocolate until you saw it as you were walking out.
And you're like, oh, it's just $1.
Right. Oh my God.
It's never always just $1.
It's the truth. Because that dollar can make baby dollars.
Yes, it can.
Yes. Let your dollar become pregnant.
Oh, yes. Oh, wow. That is awesome.
You understand, guys? Let your dollars become pregnant and let your dollars create other dollars. So the first question I ask her is, what was your money belief? Then I ask the question is, what were your parents' money beliefs? Because whatever money belief you have, you got it from your parents.
Mm-hmm.
And so the other question I have is, how do you build wealth? We're talking about the money beliefs. Now, what could you offer to those that are listening tonight? How do they build wealth?
Yes, and so the dollar store was a great segue because we build wealth $1 at a time. That's how we build wealth. $1 at a time.
Yes,
and so, for me, like I've said before, my family and I, we do the Dollar Family Challenge. And, that is where, we save the dollars that have our, our initials on them. And I implore you guys to do it. Don't minimize the dollar. Don't you minimize the dollar.
It is true.
Because
it is very true. It is very true.
We start over every year. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the year, we could have $300-400 just from saving $1.
Yes.
Yes.
I remember you share that.
Yes.
And guys, those of you that missed it, get the book. Tell them about the book.
And Teach Me How to Money Now, which I am, imploring parents to start at an early age. Yes. So it's a book for kids and their parents because I want you both, I want both kids and parents to learn together.
Yes.
And so, I'm telling you exactly, what I do and how I did it.
Amen.
And, to get your kids to the financially savvy place that they need to be. Mm-hmm. And the thing is that, why it's so important to start early is if we start early, we realize early on what beliefs our kids are picking up.
That is so very true. Because children live what they learn.
They do.
And I'm going back to guys, we use this analogy in so many things. In the churches, we talk, children live what they learn. We talk about Christianity, about sin. But we've never used that in the context of our finances. Yes. That they are watching, and if you'd hear me, they are watching And there was a statement that we used to say in Trinidad. It was a proverb, and it's little pictures, Pictures, have long ears, and it meant that young people are quick of hearing. And if your children hear you arguing about money, they grow up with a fear of money. If your children grew up and so there was always a never enough mentality,
Right.
always a scarcity mentality.
Yes, a scarcity mentality.
So, yes.
Never enough money. We can't afford, or and that's the thing. Instead of saying you can't afford, say it's not in the budget this month.
Yes.
How about we start saving?
Yes.
So we can get it in the budget
Yes,
next month,
yes,
or
yes, yes,
or
yes.
2 or 3 months from now.
Yes.
And that's how we start introducing these things to our children. Instead of saying, I don't have, I don't have the money. Do you think money grow on trees? Hey, use it as a teachable moment to say, hey,
that's right. That is the truth.
it's not in the budget this month.
Yes.
But how about we start saving, and maybe it'll be in the month, in our budget next month, or 2
Yes.
months from now.
And I love the statement that you just said. Listen, parents, instead of hiding from the question that children ask about monies and saying, "Oh, money doesn't grow on trees," that is a cop out. That is a cop out, parents. That is an answer without any substance. And saying you think money grows on trees, I think, is because you're not financially equipped. You don't have a proper answer to give to them. Maybe you yourself have, bad money management, and so out of embarrassment, you tell the children. With that, you turn. Okay, I love this one. My estimation. Tell me if it's correct. In that point, you turn your embarrassment onto the kids.
And not only that, it could have also been what their parents told them, where they got their money.
Okay, good. going back to the money belief. What your parents told you,
Yeah.
that's what you do. I'm going to ask you this one too. It says, in order to acquire money, you have to work on changing yourself.
You do. Money is mental. Handling money is mental, and it has a lot to do with our mindset.
That's right. I like
How
that.
we handle money has everything to do with our mindset about money.
Yes.
So if we think that there is not enough money, and if we think that we're never going to get it, and if we think that money is a dirty word, then
Yes.
that's what it's going to be to us.
Yes.
And so if we think that there's an abundance and that we need to teach our kids how to get that abundance,
Yes.
then that's what we're going to do.
Yes.
And so that is what I want first to begin with,
Yes,
is to
yes.
have the children have the parents really start thinking about their mindset around money.
Yes.
Yes. And so it is very, very important to change your mindset. If it's not in the right place, change it. Start really simple. But what I implore you to do is to start early. Start early, and that way you can build a lifetime of wealth, generational wealth.
Yes. And one of the things that I, because our time is, we're almost going to be leaving you soon. One of the things that that I like is that when you teach them early, and parents, tonight we have Annisa on this, money coach. She's with us tonight, and she wrote the book.
Teaching Me How to Money Now.
And you can go to the Power of Now.
Yes.
And order the book. I'm telling you, we see her as a best-selling author. We say it all the time. And the information that she's giving, especially to the community of color, is so very vital. And one of the things that I always ask is, when you start teaching children the value of a dollar,
Yes.
it is very, very difficult for anybody to tell them you have to buy a pair of sneakers for $300.
That's true. That is true. And that is why I, started with the dollar.
Yes.
And I love talking about a dollar because,
There's power in a dollar.
There is power in the dollar.
Yes,
And
yes.
the thing is that I won't get the excuse of, it's too much money. Nobody's going to say a dollar is too much money.
That's true. That is very true. That is very true.
But don't just, we love to say, don't despise small beginnings. It's true for your dollars too. It is true for your dollars too.
And
so don't despise the small beginnings of your dollar.
Yes. Don't. And we're on here tonight again. I'm introducing Annisa because I have seen, I've heard as a young woman, all the things that she has done because her mom taught her. And the thing about it, guys, that I want you to hear me, her mother did not know about teaching her daughter to be financially savvy. But there was just something in her mother's spirit that told her, if I start giving my daughter this money every month, it was either going to make you or break you.
It was, yes, it was going to do one or the other.
Yes.
And and it's funny because even though my parents were sending me money, and while I was in Jamaica, because I grew up in Jamaica, even though they were sending me money and I had money, once I started saving my money, I was still looking for ways to make money. So I would still sell mangoes. I would still, befriend the cafeteria lady so she could sell my mangoes for me.
Yes, yes, yes.
And so, come up with great ways that your kids can make money. And, and that way we can make sure that we're teaching them the right lessons.
Yes, we're doing some little adjustments here,
Yes.
guys, and it is just awesome. Guys, Annisa is the one to do this. A couple of weeks ago, I just blew it because I did not know how to turn it off. I was really all around the place. So I'm so happy that she's here tonight. And it's an honor having you here in New Jersey.
Yes, yes.
And, I hope
It's a
many
pleasure
of you...
to be here.
Yes. And my offer, guys, is that you call a friend. Introduce this topic to a friend. Because many of us, many people are scared to talk about money. And as I said just now, and I'm going to say it again, old you plus new money equals a new you.
It sure
Old
does.
you plus new money equals a new you.
Yes.
So once you start investing that money, it becomes new money,
It's gonna
and
grow.
then it changes you.
It does.
Because as you say, let me tell you something, guys. New money, you can send your kids to the schools that you want. You can send them to summer camp.
Oh, yeah.
I remember my granddaughter, first time I took my granddaughter through Europe, she was 10. She was 10, and that is because being from Trinidad, maybe some of you wouldn't understand what it is. We had something in Trinidad called susu. Jamaicans call it box. Partner.
Yes.
Another island, they call it box. But what it was a group of people got together and saved. And that technique came about because in the Caribbean, my mother said that when the British were there, they were not allowed to get loans. So the British had the banks.
Right.
And we weren't allowed to get, people of color were not allowed to get loans from the bank. And so they came up with this African theory, this way of, okay, if it's 10 of us, each of us put $5 every week, and at the end of that, each person got their share of money.
Yes.
And so our families, our parents were able to purchase homes, so many things.
Send their kids to school.
School, that's the truth. So I had that theory because I saw my mom do it. And when I took my granddaughter, it was through that means. I didn't have to use my credit cards. I have completed five different degrees. I'm not going to say what they are, and I have not one student loan.
That's awesome.
Not one student loan because I had decided I was not going to make myself a debt for my student loans. And so parents, this evening as we're talking, and I love talking to you because I love having fun, and sometimes I do a little chatting, but I want you guys to understand there's so many ways you can save. There's so many things that you can do.
Yes, and getting the knowledge, will help you. Getting the knowledge to, to find the loans. Research it with your children.
Yes.
Because there are many resources out there. There are a lot of the resources in my book. So you should get my book, Teach Me How to Money Now. A lot of these resources are in my book.
Yes.
Telling you how to get scholarships and grants, for college, and a lot of them that are not taught, in the public.
Yes. And so tonight has been awesome. One of the things that and this is going to be doing some series on the aspect of money, but we want you to get the book.
Yes.
Our assignment is for you to go to the Power of Now and order that book. I'm also going to be doing a program, an accountability program, which you went through.
Yes, I did.
And she went through my accountability program.
I did.
And I want you guys to understand the value of having someone work with you. When she went through my accountability program, she said she wanted to write a book.
I did, yes. I wrote that I was going to be an author.
Yes.
I even wrote a little speech of them introducing me on Good Morning America,
Yes.
As the best-selling author.
Do you understand? But for her to get where she got, she had a coach telling her, you have the assignment, You have to do it.
Yes.
And here she's sitting tonight, and I'm always honored. I tell everybody all the time, I was boasting about my clients. Okay? And so I'm honored to have you here tonight.
I'm honored
you know,
to be
and
here.
parents, those of you that are listening, teach me how to money, not next week, not next year, but now.
Yes.
And there's a
now.
scripture that says, guys, forgetting the things that are past, you press. So maybe
press.
somebody may be listening and saying, you know, Annisa, I had $20,000 and I blew it last year. Okay.
That was last year.
That was last year.
We're moving on.
You understand?
Starting with $1.
Yeah. You love this starting with $1.
It is.
You understand, guys?
$1.
Start with $1.
Start with $1.
Do you understand?
Fresh start.
Yes, because $1 plus $1 is $2.50. Not just $2, guys.
It is. Compound interest.
Yes.
Compound
yes.
interest.
You understand? And so I hope that tonight, as she was talking, those of you thinking of being, you know, a telephone, guys, you know, and these automobile loans, 20%.
Yes.
And many of us, we go and we purchase without asking. You understand? So tonight, I'm hoping that the information Annisa gave to you tonight, it'll make you wiser.
Yes.
The next time you go to spend $1,
Think about it.
think about it.
Think about what's your money belief around that $1.
That's right. You don't have to have that candy.
You don't.
You
Not good
understand?
for you anyway. I promise you it's not.
Yeah, but you understand, guys? So I think that the information you gave tonight is going to have the clock ticking.
Yes.
You know, and I'm going to share a story with you really fast. There's a story in the Bible that said a sower went out to sow. Yes, Dr. Lucille talks about the Bible. Dr. Lucille, you always talk about the Bible. Yeah, because, you know, the Bible has so many analogies. We talk about
That's
Shakespeare, we talk about
practical.
Chaucer, we talk about Longfellow. Then come on now, guys. We're good to talk about the
Yes,
story.
definitely.
And the story in the scripture, it says, a sower went out to sow. A sower. And S-O-W-E-R went out to sow. And the Bible says, some seed fell on stony ground. Some seed fell and they came up, but the sun withered them. Some seed fell and the birds came and ate them. But then there were some seeds that
Yes.
fell on solid ground. And those seeds brought forth fruit. 30-fold, 100-fold. And so tonight, Annisa came to you as a sower.
Yes.
She sowed a word, and many of you will ignore the word. Many of you would listen to what she said and say, oh my God, I'm going to try to do it. And within 2 weeks, you will drop it. But then there are those of you
Don't do it.
that will listen to what she said tonight. Put on your money cap. Put on your abundance cap. Put on your thinking cap. And say, you know what? This in my life has to change. Maybe it's a generational curse in your family.
Break
Your
it.
grandfather made a lot of money. I know people close to me.
Yeah.
That your grandfather,
My
great-grandfather were
Yes.
millionaires. And right now, there's no money legacy.
Yeah.
You
That was
understand?
my grandfather.
And so tonight she sowed. She sowed generously. She sowed from her heart. You know, and you could go to the Power Now conference and you will see and order her book. Because when a sower goes out to sow, I'm going to tell you guys this, a sower always gets a harvest.
Amen.
Sower always gets a harvest.
Yes.
So there are those of you tonight that we know that you're going to reap 30, 60, and 100-fold.
Yes.
Because the seed that she sowed tonight is going to bring forth fruit.
And I know that book will be life-changing for you and your children.
It is very true. It'll be life-changing. I'm so honored to have you here with me tonight.
I'm so happy
And
to be here.
there's some programs I wanted to talk about tonight, but you know what? Guys, you're going to see Dr. Lucille next week, and I'm going to talk about the programs that I would like to talk about. One of them is my accountability program that she
Yes.
went through, and I talk more about it because accountability means that you have to be accountable.
That's very
When the
important.
seed is sown, the seed that she sowed tonight, you are accountable for taking care of that seed. You are accountable for making sure that seed brings forth fruit. You understand? And so I'm going to talk about my accountability program because I'd love for you to find out about it and take it, whatever. But tonight was Annisa's night. Tonight was the night for me to show. And guys, please order the book because we see her as a best-selling author. What she's sharing,
Yes.
what she's sharing, guys. I know a lot of you are watching, but the community of color needs people like Annisa. Our community needs the money coach to sit and come and tell you. And if any of you are listening and you'd like to bring her in for a conference or a convention or anything, please call Dr. Lucille and we will tell you, go to Pavna Conference and say, hey, Dr. Lucille, I would love Annisa to come and speak.
Okay.
We will get her. We will let you know
Yes.
how to get her to know what is happening. Guys, It's on Facebook. If you want to know what is happening, you have to call me all the time. I love you guys. I thank you guys for being with us tonight, for being, for just having your presence. Here. And remember, guys, old money plus new money equals what? A new you.
Yes. And so I just implore you parents to really, really think about the legacy that you want to leave for your children.
Yes.
That we want to make sure that our children are setting up to have a great financial future.
Yes.
And so, I really want to leave you with that. And as you start with your dollar, start with your dollar. Just starting to building on that legacy for your children.
I know you're ready to go, but I have to share something because I've been hearing you talk so much, right? If I'm cleaning the house on my pocketbook and I saw a penny, I would always ignore the penny.
No.
And after hearing you 2 weeks ago, guys, I got a penny job.
Yes.
I'm telling you. And I realized that how many times, just a penny, just a penny.
I'll pick up a penny off the street. And people are embarrassed. I'm not embarrassed. Give me that penny.
I'll take the penny.
I'll take it.
I got a job and I started putting my pennies in there. And I was like, oh my God, it gets into your spirit.
They add up.
Yes, they do add up.
They
do add up. So guys, I can tell you about my pennies because after hearing her and listening to you, I realized that if I can't value a penny, I can't value 10 cents.
That's it.
And if I can't value 10 cents, I cannot value a dollar.
Yes, and it
You
keeps
understand?
going.
And it keeps going.
Yes,
it keeps going.
going.
So once you value a penny, you will understand the power of a penny. Because if you have 99 cents and you don't have that penny,
you're
it's
still
not
short.
a dollar.
You're still short.
Yes,
you're still short.
Yes. So I love you and I thank God for you.
I'm so happy to be here.
And
It's
you
awesome.
you are a life changer for not only other communities but for our communities.
Yes.
God has sent
I really
you.
want to be
God has
here
sent
for
you
our
as a
community.
light.
Yes.
God has sent her tonight as a light in the darkness. And she has come because it says that if you light one little light, you break up the darkness.
Yes, you do.
And so I'm honored, Annisa, that you have made a decision.
I'm honored to be here.
You have made a decision to break up the darkness
Yes.
and shed some financial light in our community.
Shout out to my mom and my dad. I think my dad is watching.
Oh my
Hi,
God!
Daddy.
Oh my God! And I forgot her husband. I got last week. I forgot to say, listen to me, wives. You have to have a husband that honors you and supports you in whatever you're doing. And she's very fortunate to have a phenomenal man of valor that supports her. That's why she could be in New Jersey tonight, guys, to share this wonderful session with you guys.
Yeah.
So, bye everybody.
Bye, guys.
Take care,
See you
guys.
soon.